Sweet liberty! No!
Have you ever wanted to be a space marine, join the Starship Troopers, or fight an army of Terminators? Well, Helldivers 2 has you covered. This game is crazy, intense, and full of friendly fire accidents that create some of the funniest moments you can have in a multiplayer game. Like accidentally dropping an orbital barrage on your entire team and they go flying across the map. Welcome back to Must Play Reviews. This is my review of Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 sets out to give you a visual experience alien to our world yet familiar, visiting different planets, some with harsh environments like heavy snow, leaving tracks as you walk through it. Each world presents unique challenges. For example, the Terminated sector teems with giant alien bugs, while the Automaton sector is overrun by machines. The game is a visual spectacle, featuring bloom effects that create sparkling ambience off of shiny surfaces, dynamic physics affecting your character's cape and ragdoll effects that result from those accidental explosions. While everything is done well, it's not perfect. The world design seems to be procedurally generated to create a different experience every time, which can create some generic and repetitive looking environments. The ground deforms with massive blasts from your orbital strikes. Fire lights up the background when you drop napalm or launch an ICBM, which even creates a blast of wind effect. Luckily, if you don't like the effects like bloom and motion blur, they give you the option to turn them off. The same with anti-aliasing. It also features two different performance modes, the 60 FPS mode and the 30 high resolution mode. And I can say both modes perform well on PlayStation 5. However, performance mode and resolution mode does both suffer from jagged edges no matter whether you have the anti-aliasing turned on or not. And whichever mode you choose, vegetation is not great. It features this weird blurring effect that I've seen in other games lately. It looks like the image is crosshatched when the wind is blowing. That does not mean that the visual experience this game offers is bad. It's excellent, giving you great clarity and contrast, except for the obvious heavy storm conditions, which can make it very hard to see sometimes. It gives a sense that you are definitely on alien planets. Then there are the characters themselves, which you have different armors to unlock and purchase through what are normally dreaded microtransactions, but they aren't necessary at all. And the game is also very generous with being able to earn credits. And the armor you get through these credits is no better than the armor you get just from unlocking them by leveling up. They are just cosmetic. When it comes to gameplay, the Terminated sector introduces various bugs, ranging from small creatures to towering monstrosities that require substantial firepower to defeat. My most dreaded enemy is a charger. It is armored completely from the front with only a small opening on the back to be able to truly do some damage. It will run you down and send you flying into rocky outcrops and surfaces, quickly taking you or your allies out. On the other side of the solar system, the automatons are Terminator-style machines. You have the regular infantry with rifles, then you also have larger, battle-hardened mechs, along with very familiar-looking walker robots that look like they're out of Star Wars. Some enemies like to get in extremely close with bladed weapons. For now, these are the only two classes of enemies, but it looks like there are more coming. As far as mission structure goes, they vary, ranging from the simplest task just going down and raising a flag, or launching a nuclear ICBM.
Yeah, this makes the big hole!
Each step up in difficulty that you take gives you multiple layers to each mission. For instance, instead of one objective, it may take 3 or 4 to complete the entirety of the mission. But doing so earns you more medals to unlock gear, weapons, and emotes in the normal battle pass. It also features samples that have to be picked up. And the only way you can successfully obtain these samples is to actually extract with them. Because if you fail the mission or die, you can lose them if you don't go back and pick them up. There are also 3 types of samples you need to collect. Some are only available in the harder difficulty modes. These samples allow you to upgrade your ship, which in turn lets you have faster cooldowns for your stratagems, or just better all-around tools to help you fight in the war. The stratagems are unique little mini games that you have to call in ordnance and supplies. They go back to that old school style of punching in codes on Super Nintendo or NES. You have to do a D-pad combination to be able to call down ordnance. While you can find ammo lying about the world, chances are you're going to need to resupply often.
I need to find some ammunition.
And upgrading those cooldowns is necessary for the higher difficulty mission because the world is full of enemies. When you're playing a shooter, the most important thing is the shooting. And this is some of the best shooting I have played in a long time in a third-person shooter. You have two sets of crosshairs. You have your normal line of sight where the center of your screen is, and then you have this circle that moves to show where your character is aiming from his animations. It shows you where your bullets will hit, from running movements to even the recoil of a weapon. Everything is shown through that little floating reticle, making aiming feel extremely precise. You can even go into first person mode if you prefer that for aiming. When it comes to navigating the world, you have to be cautious with your movements as well, because these are alien environments. You may step on vegetation that slows you down or explodes. You can injure your limbs or be accidentally shot by a teammate, or be the one that accidentally shoots a teammate.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
Now, of course, the game encountered some unexpected issues at launch due to its unforeseen popularity, leading to server capacity problems initially. While it is better now after several patches, chances are this game is going to keep growing, and it is likely to hit over 1 million active players all at once. So they will still need to make more upgrades to their servers to ensure that everybody can get into the game, because this is an always online experience. There are a few other notable gameplay features. One is that you need to break the habit of reloading early, or you will lose all your extra ammo left in your magazine, and running out is not good for your chances of survival. Now, as with any game of this nature, it could run the risk of being repetitive for some, but the devs seem interested in keeping the content fresh and keeping more stuff coming. But of course, only time will tell. Sound in Helldivers is designed to help players who don't want to talk. Dialogue is present at the moment you or your ally calls in support or ordnance, letting you know to move and get out of the way. It also lets you know when you run out of ammo or it's getting low. And for those that do like talking to others, the game has you covered with push to talk, push to mute, and always open mic settings for whichever best suits your needs. Gunfire sounds satisfying from different caliber weapons, giving off different sounds, but nothing hits quite like the artillery. It sounds devastating and destructive, whether it comes from napalm, a 120mm cannon, Gatling gun, or from airstrikes, and even the occasional nuke going off in the distance. The soundscape of each planet is different as well. Rainstorms plague some planets, while you might have sandstorms in another, each with their own unique sound design. Now, the story is minimal, but that's perfectly fine. Not every game needs to be an elaborate narrative. You are a recruit from Super Earth, and you are a Helldiver sent on missions to take out swarms of bugs, mechs, and whatever else threatens Super Earth and its colony. And there you have it. Helldivers 2, it's an adrenaline-fueled journey through alien worlds, filled with intense multiplayer action, unforgettable moments, and endless opportunities for customization. With its great visuals, heart-pounding gameplay, and immersive sound design, Helldivers 2 delivers a great gaming experience that will keep you on the edge of your seat for hours on end. So if you enjoyed this video, would you leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.
Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
Join the Helldivers.